happens again. I got skeletons in my closet. You and me, are we ever, never, ever, never, ever gonna be free?
Yeah, here we are. What do we call you today?
You can call me ChaRLeS, just like last time.
Really? So this is Charles BaTTersBy, and he is in a new outfit today because we were going over what it is that you express yourself as, and I kind of like sweet transvestite.
That's a term I like too.
Yeah.
I think the politically correct term nowadays is crossdresser, but when I first started doing this, transvestite was the term that was politically correct.
So when did you start doing this?
About 20 years ago.
Now, what made you say, today I feel like a woman?
Well, I just always felt that gender roles are kind of arbitrary, and I just wanted to dress however I want, style myself however I look. So some days, like the last time I was here, I dressed like a boy, and sometimes I look like this. Yeah,
exactly. Now that you've been doing it for 20 years, you're real comfortable in it.
Perfectly.
Now, at the beginning, was it a bit like scary?
That's the word I would use.
Well, the first time that I ever went out dressed like a woman was on Halloween.
Okay, that makes
20 years ago, this Halloween, I lived in a horrible neighborhood in Jersey City.
Oh, Jersey's the thing today, man.
Yes. And so the only way to get to New York City to have fun was to take the PATH train. And I didn't want to take a car service, which would cost a fortune, and I didn't want to ride the PATH train dressed in my Catwoman outfit. So I...
Catwoman.
Because it was Halloween. So,
did you march in the parade, that village parade thing?
I didn't march in the parade that year. I just went to some party that some friends were having. But I put on my Catwoman outfit, and then put my boy clothes on top of that, pulled the hat down really low, and then went and got on the PATH train, got in the final car where no one else was there. And as the train went down under the Hudson River, I quickly pulled off all my outfits like a superhero, pulled off the hat, put my mask on, and when the train pulled into Manhattan, the first stop, there I was.
Wow! Did you rescue anybody?
Oh no, I plundered and stole and wreaked havoc from Gotham City.
Batman!
Exactly!
Wow! So that
do-gooders.
Batman was in the parade, he missed you.
Yeah, probably, right? So from Catwoman, you now are in just like regular civilian clothing. So like, when did it transform into that?
It was a slow process, but I made sure I bought regular clothing, and you know, my perfectly respectable outfit today with my stiletto heels and leather skirt.
Yeah. How long did it take you to learn how to walk in heels?
It took a few lessons from my best friend at the time, Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie.
Really? She gave you lessons? Like, what did she teach you? Because we don't get lessons. We just have to do it on the fly. Yeah, exactly.
It's the benefit of being a grown-up the first time you put on heels.
Okay.
You know, and if you have a grown-up friend that can teach you, she just told me how to change my posture.
Oh, really? What'd she tell you? I want to know, because I don't know those tricks.
Oh, well, she loaned me a pair of her heels. Her feet were a little smaller than mine, and I ended up stretching out her shoes.
Okay. Did they hurt?
They didn't hurt. You grow really quickly accustomed to walking in heels.
So can you walk for miles?
You kind of got to walk on the front of your feet, right?
Did you ever try, Johnny?
No, but I can imagine if your foot's in that position, you're pretty much walking on your toes in the front of your foot.
Not really.
And not your heel.
You're walking on the ball.
Yeah, the ball. The ball gets a lot of impact.
Yeah.
And the shoes are designed.
Those are beautiful shoes. So do you go shoe shopping now for heels?
Yeah, I do.
And what happens? Are you dressed like this or like a guy?
Sometimes I dress like a guy. Sometimes I dress up just to go out and buy clothing.
That's so cool. So like I was asking you when you were going to the bathroom, like what bathroom do you go into?
Well, today, because it's a bar and no one's really monitoring who's going in my bathroom, I just use the men's room.
But do you go into the women's sometimes?
Sometimes. It depends on the occasion whether or not people... I use whichever bathroom is least likely to cause confusion and terror.
That's nice. So you're a considerate transvestite.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
Transvestite.
You are a sweet transvestite. What?
He's got more balls than the... who are you going to ask about, the guy in the FBI?
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover.
He was secretive about his...
Yeah, what do you think about J. Edgar Hoover, that scandal that came out?
Well, J. Edgar Hoover was accused of being gay and accused of being a cross-dresser. Neither of those were ever actually proven historically.
Okay.
So it's just been a delightful little historical rumor to talk about how a macho FBI agent.
Yeah, 'cause
Conspiracy.
did it come out after he was already dead?
No, it came out when he was alive.
Right.
Oh.
So some people think that this was done by his political opponents to make him look bad, and other people think that he...
Like the Kennedys or somebody?
Like Mitt Romney? You think he's a crossdresser?
I really don't want to speculate on Mitt Romney's sexuality.
I know. I'm just kidding. But I'm sure a lot of people. Do you think
It's a horrible thought.
Do you think it's a popular thing? Well, you know, he's a
You
Mormon
can see-
and he's got all
You can
these.
see Mitt Romney dressed like he is dressed right now and going, "Oh, America."
I don't know. I just know Letterman like rips that.
That would be a
rips
great
him
commercial.
apart.
They should just do that commercial again, but put a dress on him and stuff.
Oh, when he's singing really
Yeah,
bad.
that would be the Swift boat of the year.
I don't know, but well, all right. Back to. So, like, are you going anywhere after this today? Like, do you have a plan?
Today, no, I'm just going home.
But in the
come on
next
with
week,
us.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going out
You
with
got
All
them.
right, there you go. So, but you do have something coming up soon, right?
Yes, next weekend in Seattle, there's the Penny Arcade Expo.
I love Penny
But
Arcade.
this is a different Penny Arcade.
Oh, which Penny Arcade is this?
This is the online comic strip Penny Arcade.
And you are a game man,
I am a gamer.
gamer.
Yes.
Yes.
And Penny Arcade's it's a comic strip about video games. And they,
Oh.
10 years ago, they had a little get-together that they called the Penny Arcade Expo. And in the last 10 years, it's ballooned into this massive
That's
nerd
so
mecca.
cool.
And there's probably going to be 80,000 people attending
Oh
this
my
event.
God.
Yes.
So is it like a Comic-Con type thing?
It's like Comic-Con, but it's just video games.
So they review like what the latest games are.
They'll-
what's
they'll-
the
Do they
hit
have
game
Pac-Man
now.
still in there and stuff like that, or is that too old?
Well, they usually bring in a museum of classic games, so you will be able to find Pac-Man, but there'll also be the latest, hottest games that aren't even out yet. that
What
will come
do you
in
know of
later.
any? Like what? So what's right before the latest hottest? Like what's like the ones that are out but totally hot?
The totally hot ones that are out right now, Sleeping Dogs is something that just came out a couple of days ago, and
Ah.
Darksiders 2 are the big ones this week.
Yeah.
Dark.
What about? Did you ever do anything or know about the game that 50 Cent came out with a couple years back?
Yeah, for those of you who don't know.
I met him on the street the day he was like, I was walking my dog and I got to meet 50 Cent. I love him. I have a picture on my phone. I got so nervous I wanted to take a picture. It was like a spastic picture. But
So
did you ever play his game?
I never played his game, but it does exist, and there's a little guy that looks like 50 Cent running around in the game, and you can make him kill people and run around having the same sort of adventures that fictional characters would have, except in this game, it's 50 Cent.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite game?
Wow, that's really subjective and it changes from day to day.
That's okay. So today, what's your favorite game?
I just spent 50 hours playing Batman Arkham City.
Batman, doesn't it figure Catwoman?
Catwoman's in it, she's playable in the game.
And who do you, are you Catwoman when you're playing?
Every chance I get, I play Catwoman in that game.
So cool. So who was your favorite Catwoman?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the blonde.
Wow, nice.
Those of you who are listening, remember I said I first dressed up 20 years ago?
Yeah.
That was right after Michelle Pfeiffer did her
She
version of
did it
Catwoman.
that long ago?
20 years.
Wow. Did
Oh,
you
you mean
see
the movie?
Did you see Dark Shadows?
The most recent one?
Yeah.
I
The new
didn't
movie.
see it. but
'Cause I heard-
know it is.
I-
Oh, I'd
know,
love
it-
to see that.
She I heard, stole the movie. I heard she was amazing in it. I wanted to see it, but of course I haven't yet, but I plan on seeing Dark Shadows.
Well, she's terrific in everything.
Yay, I'm so glad you like her. I have I loved her. I like her a lot too. So what about Eartha Kitt though?
Well, on the old Batman show, I like Julie Newmar the most.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
So between Julie and Michelle, they are the iconic Catwomen.
Alright, so besides Batman and your obsession with Catwoman, what other kind of games do you like?
It's interesting. I'm going to be talking next weekend
Okay.
about transgender issues in video
Nice.
games.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so next Friday and next Saturday at the Penny Arcade Expo. we're
In
gonna be
Seattle.
In Seattle.
Wow.
Tickets are sold out, but if you're going to the event, stop by. And
Wow.
we're going to talk...
So you're like an expert
I am an expert on video games and transgender.
Alright, so I'm curious. Do you have any transgender questions? I have so many. Like, how many things are there?
How many different
Yeah.
types
Transsexual,
of people?
transvestite, transgender, what else?
Well, some of the
Translucent.
some of the
Transatlantic.
some of the terms that get put under the catch-all of transgender. There are people like me that have one biological sex and dress according to the other gender.
Right.
Sex is biological, gender is social. Just for those.
Oh,
I know. My
there you
kids
go.
tell me all the time, and it goes in one ear and out the other. I cannot retain this for some reason. Why is that?
Because it's a new way of thinking that they change every few years. The politically correct terminology
Yes.
keeps rotating. And
Is there a reason for that?
well, I'm only 19, so I don't really know
Whoa.
how.
And 20 years ago, you played Carol. How'd you do that? Are you Back to the
Oh,
Future?
man.
I am, yeah.
Ah.
But over time, it slowly evolves into something that used to be trendy and politically correct is considered offensive as it develops connotations over time.
So do you think as time goes on, it's going to be more socially acceptable, that everyone's just going to be crossing lines, dressing how they want, and it's not going to frickin' matter?
Yeah, over the last 20 years I've been doing this,
It's a
I've
lot
seen it
different.
happen.
Me too.
You should go to the Republican convention and test that theory out.
Well, there are certain places where
I'm
it's,
sure they're all in the closet.
Tell them like you totally support Mitt, and you know you just want to hang on stage with him.
Yeah. Vote mittens, people.
Oh.
Mittens. Just change his name to
Only
Mittens.
if
That's
you're
a good idea.
those, what is it? Only if you're those precious 3 little kittens that lost their mittens. Remember that?
I remember that one.
Yeah, that's the one I like. So, it's such an interesting topic. It really, really is for so many people. And it is Eat a Peach Day. So, enough of your holier than thou expertise. Can we get a skeleton from your closet? Did anything ever happen that, like, you're proud of, being dressed as a sweet transvestite?
Oh, that I'm proud of?
Yeah.
Not an embarrassing
Either.
skeleton.
Yeah, well, you can do that too.
What you need a skeleton?
When I first started dressing, I did a couple of drag pageants, and I did win one.
Wow.
Yeah. What'd you come in?
I won
First
place
prize?
in one.
So what'd you get, like a
Wow.
sash and a crown and a thing of roses?
No, they gave me like a big tree, not a bunch of roses. They gave me like a potted ficus tree.
Wow. Do you still have
Did you
it?
put it in the apartment?
I kept it in my apartment for like 10 years, and eventually it died. But,
Right.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
I treasured my pageant
Good
ficus
for
a
you.
decade.
Aw, that's nice. Now do you have an embarrassing one?
No.
Have a peach. So, what do you
I was
want?
going to say, if Mitt Romney was a cross-dresser, you know what he'd call himself? Mittens Ramby.
And how do you know this?
I just made it up, that's all.
Well, what would Obama call himself?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me think on that while you ask more questions.
Okay.
I have the excuse that I'm chewing on a chewy peach candy.
Yeah,
so I
because
can't
it is
call
Eat a
anything.
Peach.
Oh, peach cake.
That's okay. So, what's your favorite outfit? This is a nice outfit, and I was saying when you were standing up, I mean, you look like the perfect runway model.
Oh, why, thank you.
You really do. Did you ever want to be a runway model?
I wanted to, but back when I was younger and prettier, they really didn't have transgender models. And nowadays, there are a lot. There are some real high-profile
Yeah.
transgender models.
So, what do you think of RuPaul and his show?
Well, RuPaul started becoming famous around the time that I started doing this.
Okay.
So for years, every time I told someone, they would say, "Really? Do you know RuPaul?"
Right.
And here's a skeleton in the closet. I met RuPaul once,
Okay.
but we were both dressed like boys. I didn't recognize him. And about 20 minutes after I met RuPaul, someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, did you see RuPaul?" I was like,
Ah.
"Oh, that's who the tall, skinny guy was."
Right. Yeah.
And so when people ask me that question, I have the most boring RuPaul story
Yeah.
that anyone would ever have. So
That's okay. But did you ever see Drag Race?
I've never watched RuPaul's show. No,
Okay. Do you know about it?
I know such a thing exists.
Right. See, once again, it goes back to my kids love that show. They love it. Did you ever hear of it? RuPaul, we know of Drag Race. It's cool. I mean, it's just about beauty and getting dressed up and talents and all those sorts of things.
Halloween, 365.
Well, it depends how you're looking at it. So do you know what you're going to be for Halloween this year?
Yeah, this Halloween, because it's my 20th anniversary,
Right.
I'm going to be dressing up like Catwoman.
Catwoman is it, man. She
You
is
gotta
the
be in
shit.
the parade.
Are you gonna wear the same outfit?
That outfit is completely worn out. I've worn it so many times, it's just fallen to pieces.
Is it hard to get in the parade? You should be in the parade.
Oh no, anybody can get in the parade.
Oh,
If you
okay.
want to march in the parade, just go down there and they'll let you.
Oh,
lip sync
okay.
Catwoman.
You can get swarmed right in like a bunch of bees. So any last shout outs? Anything you need to say
Oh,
to get it in? Or is there anything else?
I think that's everything. Just if you're going to the Penny Arcade
Seattle.
Expo next weekend, check out both
I
my
wish
houses.
I was going to the Penny Arcade Expo in Seattle. I want to go one year.
Well, they do them in Boston on the East Coast, so next fall we'll stop up in Boston.
So is this, so you go to 2 a year?
Normally I've just gone to the East Coast ones, but now I think I'd like to make doing the West Coast one.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, have a safe trip, and we want to see the pictures.
Oh, you will.
Oh, good. All right, ChaRLeS BaTTersBy.
Nice.
Yeah, give it up. And we will be back with a Rachel Sage. Thank you.
So many things slap us in the face each and every day. We got rent, the phone, electric, so many bills to pay and pay and pay.
They call